Whatever she did, wherever she was, Ketanji Brown Jackson rose to the top. She rose on the hopes of grandparents who only finished grade school, but instilled in Ketanji's parents the value of learning. She rose from the dedication and determination of her parents, who were the first in their families to go to college. She rose from her parents' pride in their heritage that inspired her African name, Ketanji Onyeka, meaning lovely one. And on the birthday of Constance Baker Motley, the nation's first Black female federal judge, Ketanji rose to breathe her first breath, take her first glimpse, and cry her first cry. Wearing Afro puffs and an African dashiki, she rose from the civil rights movement that pushed open doors in the decade before her birth. The gains of the movement gave her parents hope that the way would be easier for Ketanji and her little brother, Ketaj. My parents set out to teach me that if I worked hard and believed in myself, I could do anything or be anything I wanted to be, she said. Ketanji rose from her family's dining room table, where she sat coloring while her father studied his law school textbooks. She rose above her family's sadness for an uncle who was in jail on drug charges. She barely knew him beyond his occasional phone calls, but she learned that there was a right and a wrong side of the law. Ketanji rose among her peers to be elected mayor of Palmetto Junior High School and three-time president of Miami Palmetto Senior High School. She rose above the slight when a teacher would not cast her as a family member in a play because she was not white. Ketanji rose from acting and singing to conquering the debate stage, where she won national awards for public speaking. Under the wing of her debate coach, Mrs. Fran Berger, Ketanji thrived. Mrs. Berger believed in me, and in turn, I believed in myself. She rose above the debate judges who mocked her African name. She'd respond by saying it clearly and writing it on the board. Ketanji. She rose above a guidance counselor's doubts that she could get into Harvard, whose campus she had first visited for a speech competition. Instead of lowering her goals, Ketanji vowed, "I'll show them." Ketanji rose above her high school classmates to be named in the yearbook as most talented and most likely to succeed. In that same yearbook, she mapped out her future. I want to go into law and eventually have a judicial appointment. Once at Harvard, Ketanji rose above lonely days as a first-year college student, thanks to her mother's birthday greeting and a stranger's advice to persevere. With a diverse group of friends, she acted in plays, even writing one, and joined in student protests. But she always put her studies first. Ketanji rose from a Harvard College honor graduate and a reporter for Time magazine to a Harvard law student and an editor of the school's prestigious law journal. She rose from the examples of service set by her mother, a school principal, her father, a school board lawyer, and her uncles, both police officers. She rose to clerk for judges and to work as a public defender, representing people who could not afford to pay for a lawyer. And finally, Ketanji rose to reach her goal of becoming a federal judge. But she did not stop there. She rose to become an inspiration for her own two daughters. Her youngest, Leila, wrote a letter urging President Barack Obama to nominate her to the U.S. Supreme Court. But the timing was not right. Not yet.